he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," then
All right, so Tim, how do you feel about that verse?
um, I think it's pretty important, especially for non-believers and I guess couples too, like non-believing couples, I guess. Um, I feel like that's kind of like a prayer. You're saying like submit yourselves to the Lord. I feel like that's a big commitment, especially like going from like a non-believer. You're saying like, oh, I'm gonna go from doing whatever I want to now like walking basically blindly and trusting the Lord. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're kind of like
Yeah.
we're walking with our eyes closed, but we're still trusting that God's leading us the right
Well,
way.
because we believe that we've seen like enough evidence,
Oh no, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
to believe in Jesus. So we're not walking blindly per se, but we're walking in faith.
Yeah,
And I would say that's very different than walking blindly.
yeah.
You know, I
That's
don't want anyone to misinterpret
yeah,
that.
but I do feel like sometimes like our faith in Christ, just like you're walking in a direction that you don't know like where you're going, but
Yeah.
it's still
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
it's still gonna work out for the good.
Oh, 100%.
Base, you have any like examples or anything?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's evident in like a lot of ways in our life because obviously we don't know like what's going to happen in the future. So I feel like every decision is like that. Like I don't really have any like specific examples cuz you put me on the spot, but I mean, I just think that like every decision that I have made like with the Lord, it's been the opposite of what I thought it was going to be. So I feel like having decisions and just trusting the Lord, like the verse said, because we don't like know the outcome at all ever. And I feel like sometimes like that's a little scary to not know what's gonna happen. But since you have the Lord, you know that it's gonna work out.
That's good.
History. How do you feel? You had a little bit to say about that.
All the edits for this podcast are just gonna be me opening this notebook. Like, for real.